So what you're going to do first is find your book. You can search for it here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to resources, scroll down to supplements, and this is going to open up the drop down, and we want to launch the Cengage testing powered by Cognero. So go ahead and launch. This will take you on through single sign-on, going through your Cengage account. And we are now going to create a new test. So you will notice that you have your books here on the side. So Introduction to Health Promotion. We're going to go to create a new test. And then we are going to, so I'm just going to call this chapter 1 test. And I am going to save this in a folder. So my options are my test, shared content, and introduction to health promotion. I am going to put it in my test for now. You can also create a new folder by going here, giving it a name, and creating a new folder. For my build options down here, I am going to go to the last one, which is build an empty test. And then I'm going to go to finish, choose your textbook, and then choose a chapter. And I would drag all of the questions for chapter 1. So would you like to open the question set in the editor pane and close what is currently open? Yes. Open. And I want to see all of the possible questions. So I'm going to put all questions here. File at the top. Export. We're going to export as QTI for Canvas. So QTI for Canvas, and then we're going to go choose new quizzes and item banks, and let's go to OK. It's going to download that zip file. So I'm going to go to my course, and I'm going to go to the home page, and it says import existing content. So I'm going to import existing content. I'm going to choose the type. So it's going to be the last one, qti.zip file. I'm going to choose my file. I'm going to choose this zip file that we just did for chapter 1. I'm going to open, and I'm going to choose this first one. You probably will only have one there, or you can create a new one. And then I am going to go to import. I'm going to wait until this completes. And now I am going to go to my quizzes. And it is here. Yay! So this is an old quiz. If I want this to be a new quiz, I would have to go to quizzes, and I would have to migrate this quiz to a new quiz. You would have to check and see if the new quiz looks like you want it to look, because sometimes it doesn't. I'm sure in the future Instructure or Canvas is going to have some kind of tool where everything converts to the new quizzes, but they still allow the classic quizzes, so you could use either one. This, when you migrate, it does take a second, but I want to check what our classic quiz preview looks like. This has all of the quiz. Of course, you're not going to assign all of these quiz questions here, right? Because that's a lot. So what I would do is I would create my banks from this. So okay, keep editing. I would then have these kinds of questions here, and then I would use those to create a new quiz. So those are your questions that are created from this. Once you've migrated it to the new quizzes, I would go in the questions and add them to banks. So item banking, add a bank. So maybe you want all of these questions, item bank, chapter 1. You could even say chapter 1, close-ended, chapter 1, essay, or anything like that. And then add. So add to a bank, select a bank, add it to the bank. and you can go there and add these to a bank. That way you could have a chapter 1 bank. So when you create an exam, then you could have things that pull from each of your different banks. Just for a recap, after you've gone here into your Cognero, drag your questions over, go to File, Export, QTI for Canvas. It doesn't really matter if you choose new quizzes or old quizzes, because even with the new quizzes, it imported as an old quiz. So what you're going to do is always go through when you import existing quiz, QTI, choose File. You are going to use, one of, create a question bank like that and create like that. So you are not going to, do not click import quizzes as new quizzes. It just won't work.